here. Yes, it's 1:30. A quick lunch and learn. Just going to give you some motivation, inspiration, and free business tips. Hello, beautiful. I see you, lady, on, is it Lady Bird 50 on TikTok? I had a TikTok question about some business. And I go live and I teach entrepreneurs how to start a business or build their current businesses. And so I'm going to answer that business question on how do I get more social presence? I want some social presence. So if that's you, this is the page for you. And so please do me a favor. Oh, I see Instagram in the building. And so I'm making sure that I'm on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, make sure you say hi, Jerusha, because the internet was acting a little crazy. And so I just want to make sure that all the pretty people are there. If you are a pretty person, make sure you say hi, Jerusha. Comment below. Let me know where you are from. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. All the Georgia peach. Let me see all the Georgia peaches. SB2427. I see you on TikTok. Hello, Miss LaShonda Brown in the building. Yes. Please make sure you share. That's how I answer your business questions. When you share and I share, that's how we change the world. Knowledge is the new rich. Arm yourselves with it. Dallas in the house. Yes, I see Dallas in the house. Chicago is in the house. I like to know where everybody is from. So Instagram is a little further than I got to look a little closer to get. Oh, Chicago. Okay, that's what I thought. Chicago is in the building. Good afternoon to you too, gorgeous. Thank you for joining me. Yes, Miss Sharpley is in the building. Yes, I see you. Thank you for joining me. Oh my God, Texas. I am coming. Guess what? If you are in the Houston area, I am coming to speak at an engagement. I was asked to be the guest keynote speaker for an event. And so I'm going to be doing some motivation and inspiration and free business tips. It's not until October. So yes, join me. So if you are close to, I think it's Allen, Texas, like Houston, I'm going to be in the area October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I would love to see your beautiful face. I would love to meet you. And so if you're in the area, let me know so I can give you some instructions so we can meet. Yes, I'll be there for 3 days. And so hopefully we'll get a chance to chit chat. So let's talk about it. So the business question was, how do I get more social presence? Like I want to be a social influencer, all the things. Well, obviously it requires work. It requires you to show up, but I'm going to give you some tips on what has helped me and what I know for sure. And then you can incorporate that in what you are doing as well. If that's going to be helpful for you, say yes. If you want the free PDF, right? If you want my notes, the free PDF, all you have to do is comment #PDF, #PDF. So I'll know you want this particular one because I'm always sharing and giving all of my things. And so if you know you want something like this, just let me know. And so you can receive it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. You look pretty too. Yes, all the pretty people actually show up on my lives. Did y'all know that? Yeah, if you're a pretty person, you speak and you show up, and I just love you. So if you're joining me for the very first time, make sure you put newbie in the comments below. Say, I'm a newbie, Jerusha. I'm new to you. This is the first time hearing the sound of my voice. Let me know that you are a newbie by saying newbie. If you watch the replay, put replay below. And obviously, if you share and tag, we become like besties. Like I DM you and I'm like, oh, what business question can I answer for you? Or you can just ask me a question and I will teach on that subject or I will answer you privately, right? And so I'm Jerusha Wiggins, motivational speaker, radio personality, business coach in a direct sales business. And I teach women how to start a business in my organization or build their current businesses online and offline. So I create what I call double threats. So if you want to be a double threat, #double threat, baby. #double threat if you want to be a double threat. And the reason I know that I'm qualified to do that, I built my business offline for years, earned all the things, cars, trips, diamonds, on stage recognition. I earned all the things offline. So it absolutely works. then in 2017, 2018, I decided to learn how to do some things online. And so I've been able to obviously build people every single week in my organization. So I felt like, let me share this with you guys. Oh, I love the hearts. Let me share this because I wish somebody would have shared it with me earlier on, right? And so I said, my hope is to shorten your learning curve. My hope is that we win. My hope is so much room at the top. I'm not worried about it. What's meant for me is going to be for me. What's meant for you is going to be for you. And I don't want what God has for you. I want what he got for me. So if that's you, say, yes, Jerusha, I feel you. I love the hearts on Instagram. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, I got to learn how to do something on Instagram. You guys might be smarter than me. I'm not tech savvy at all, right? But I know I do a little things, right? And so I want you to understand a couple of things. Sometimes our plans are not God's plans, okay? And so my biggest challenge is women not being open to explore their full potential. I talk about this all the time. Every day I'm trying to live up to my full potential because my full potential takes off running in front of me every single morning. So I'm always really trying to catch up. I'm catching up to me. I'm my own competition. Every day I look in the mirror, I'm like, you're it, girl. I'm the competition. And so this is the age of knowing what you are made of. Write that down. A pretty person gonna catch that. This is the age of knowing what you are made of and showing up. So my background is really in radio and television. And so I've always wanted to talk. I just knew I'm going to get paid to talk. And I got that in high school. I was like, that's what I'm going to do for a living. And so that's what I pursued. And so I worked for a major news network here in Atlanta. And I also worked in radio. And so when you work in radio and television, the television crew behind the scenes, they've already seen the commercials because I used to set up the commercials for certain shows, right? They've already seen the commercials before they air it. So before the public sees it. And so I believe that's how God works. He has already seen your commercial. He's already seen your life before the public sees it. God knows the end from the beginning. And so sometimes God gives you a preview, a vision, a preview of your life. And a preview in television is what's coming up next. You can anticipate watching the whole thing because you're like, oh my gosh, I know what's coming up next. I know the rest of my life story is going to be good because God gave me the vision. He gave me a preview of what I can do. He's already given me the gift or the talent, right? But he's showing me. So if you've seen it already, it was meant for you. And so when I worked in television, I already saw the commercials. I know what was going to happen. And I just believe everything's already been recorded. Your life has already been recorded, right? And by God, he already knows it because he designed you. He designed what's going to happen next. It's already written, baby. You just got to live it out, okay? And so this is the thing. I said, you know what? Every day, I'm going to live in that vision. And so do what you need to do today so you can do what you want to do tomorrow. Nobody wants to work forever. Yes or yes? Anybody on here? Like, I love talking. I feel like I could do it really the rest of my life. But you don't want to do it when you don't want to do it, right? And so I just believe do what you need to do today so you can do what you want to do tomorrow. And so there is a movement right now that's happening. I don't know if you guys feel it, but I feel it. There's a movement happening in 2021. Like there's a shift in the atmosphere and people are thinking differently. People are more innovative. People are all over technology and social media. And there's a shift happening. And if you don't want to get on board, you're going to be left behind. It is important that you choose to change. So there's a movement of strong, brilliant, and courageous women that's rising up right now. The question is, will you be one of them? Will you make history? Okay? Will you change right now? You can change the trajectory of your life right now. It's all just a decision and you act on that decision. And so I want you to start living in your vision. And so anybody can give you tools and tips, but if you don't believe it, you don't believe that it's happening, it's not going to happen. Okay? It's not. The belief has to be behind the action. You can't have a negative attitude, right? And think you're going to have social presence. Think you're going to build social influence. You got to know that and see that and say, everybody wants to see me. Everybody is looking for me. Everybody wants me to help them. You got to go ahead and speak those things and work as if it already is. Does this make sense? Yes or yes? All right. So I'll share with you really quickly. If you want the PDF, go ahead and hashtag PDF. I'll share with you some tips to build social media, right? But you got to start working on yourself. That's a personal thing that you have to do on a daily basis. And so the one thing that I can tell you is showing up on social media, at least lives, minimal twice a week. Okay. If you're not there yet, practice. The best place to practice is TikTok and Reels, in my opinion, because you can record it, delete it, you can upload it, you can do those things with it. And so if you haven't done it yet, and you're supposed to be going live, that's how you're going to build social presence, right? Showing up on social media with great content. Write this down. Number one, I can tell you. All right, number one, lives twice a week. Twice a week, showing up, giving good content that your audience might need. So first of all, you got to figure out your avatar. You heard everybody say it. You got to figure out who you're talking to, because if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. So you got to figure out who's my people. Because I worked in corporate America, because I built my business while working in corporate America, my son was 2. I love moms that work in corporate America who want a side hustle, or they want to transition from corporate America to working full-time from home for themselves. Those are my people, right? Because I did it. I lived it. And I know it can be done. And so twice, write this down, lives, making yourself do it. I did not want to go live for the longest. And I would record it and I would upload it live, right? And then I said, one day I'm going to have to push this button. And I just decided one day, today is the day. And I did it. So you can do it too. The next thing, when you go live, or if you do a TikTok or a reel or whatever, whenever you press the button, you want to have a good headline. You want to have, number 2, a good headline. You want a good headline so it stops the scroll. Because people are moving so quickly on social media. Social media is a moving army. It's just like this. The algorithm is just moving, right? And you want people to stop the scroll on your TikTok or your reel or your live. You want them to stop it. And when they see certain headlines, it catches their attention. And so when you're in the grocery store, look at those headlines and you're walking and then you see something. Oh, this person got a divorce. Now what? You're interested. You're curious about how did they get a divorce? When did they divorce? You're looking at that. So you saw Kanye West and Kim Kardashian is divorcing. It turned your head. You stopped. If you see it on social media, something like that, right? You're like, oh, I need to know about this. So you want to make sure that your headline stops the scroll, right? And so like my headline is more tips on building social presence. So those people who want to build social presence will stop. If they don't want to build social presence, they will just keep going, weeding out the folk, keeping the people. All right. And so you want to have a headline. A pretty person is writing this in the comments for me. I just love you on Facebook, and you're writing it in the comments for me on TikTok and Instagram. You're my people. So when somebody else come behind you, they can see it in the replay. And so write that down. Number 2. Now, the other thing, if you are obviously live, this is something that you want to do is, even if you're not, say if you recorded it on TikTok, you want to tell people to share, right? So you want more people to see you. Whatever you're doing, if you're dancing, if you're educating, if you're empowering, like whatever it is, you want to ask, hey, share this. If you found value, share this. If you learned something today, share this. You want them to share it with their audience on their page, which brings more people to you. Okay? Now, it does have to be good 1,000 times. Okay? Or funny. I'm going to tell you, if it's funny, it's going to get shared. I'm not that funny. I'm not a comedian at all. And so if you have that type of humor in you, like you know how to make people laugh, those are things that people are going to share. because they want their girlfriend to laugh, they want their mother to laugh, and your content is now being shared, which means more people will come to follow you, more social presence. Yes, yes, or yes. Okay. Same thing with tags. Like I always say this, tag a friend who you believe you want to help. Who is it that you think of right now? Tag 5 people who need to hear this information. You know, 5 people who like they're struggling on social media. They wish they had more social presence. They want to be a social influencer. They want to build their businesses online. They're struggling in that area. You know somebody, tag that person. Tag that person, right? Tag that person. Tag her. Don't leave her. Take her by the hand and you guys go together. We win. As soon as you change this I attitude, as soon as you recognize it's not just about you, it's about everybody, you will get what you want. When you help enough people get what they want, you will have what you want. And so the moment you take out the I, right, you are a team. There's no I in team. Okay, together we win. So you want to go ahead, tag that girlfriend, say, listen to this. This might be helpful. Tag her. That's how you're going to build more social presence. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I see you doing it. I appreciate you. All right. Another one is to get more people. You see this all the time. More social presence is giveaways. People like free stuff. Everybody want a free gift card. Everybody want free lunches. Everybody want free tools. Everybody wants something free, right? And so if you are live or if you have a page or TikTok, whatever, you can do a giveaway. Whatever your product is, right? So if I sold t-shirts, right? I could say, okay, if you show up on my lives, you share my lives, I'm going to choose one person and you get a t-shirt that I'm going to design for you. Give something away, right? Giveaways. Like for me, I give free business tips. If you share the broadcast, if you tag, then you get to ask any business tip and I'm going to either teach on that subject and I'm going to give you the goods, or I'm going to tell you privately, this is your answer. So when you give something away, people keep coming back because they want what you have. Yes or yes. This makes sense. And then, of course, do me a favor, hashtag PDF. If you just want all 5 or 7, however many I just did, I think I just did 5. But I have a couple of more. If you want all of them in a free PDF, just hashtag PDF. And then that way I'll know you want it. And then I can send it to you, okay? And you'll be able to receive it. Hashtag PDF. Oh, I appreciate you too. Love the hearts. All right. Another one, and I got to go, is you want to encourage people to comment, right? Because comments, right? The more comments that you have, the more people will be able to see your stuff. So Facebook is going to show it to more people because there's activity. It triggers the algorithm that there's activity on this live. There's activity on your post. There's activity. And so the more activity is on your post or your live and people are commenting, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them, they're going to show more people. Therefore, you're building your social presence. Okay. Now you're showing up every day or 2-3 times a day. A week. You want to show up. The biggest part that I believe, and it's 2 or 3 more, but if you want the free PDF, just go ahead, make sure you hashtag PDF so that I can get it to you. But the biggest thing that I can share with you is showing up. The problem with most people is they don't want to show up. It is something that you have to schedule. It is something that you have to plan. But if you want social presence, you want to work from your phone, you want to work from home, you want to leverage social media, you actually got to show up on social media. Okay? And so that's the only way to do it. I don't know about your business yet. I don't know about your t-shirts yet. I don't know about your cologne or whatever yet until I see it. Just like commercials. When you watch the commercials, because I worked in commercials and television, is you don't know about whatever until you see the commercial, and you see it over and over and over and over and over again. You don't see the commercial one time. We all know McDonald's. McDonald's is a billion-dollar corporation. McDonald's have commercials because they want you to keep coming to McDonald's. McDonald's, right? McDonald's have different sandwiches that they come out with every so often because they want you to keep coming back to McDonald's. So if McDonald's is advertising, thank you for joining me, Tina Robinson. If McDonald's is showing up every day on commercials and you're not, but you want to build a 6-figure income or a 7-figure income, but you're not showing up, it doesn't make sense. Yes or yes? You got to think like a retailer. The reason McDonald's shows up because the more they show you the Big Mac or whatever, I don't eat beef, so the more they show you this sandwich, somebody is going to have, they're going to be looking at television, they're going to be hungry, and McDonald's commercial comes on, they're like, oh, let's go get McDonald's. So when you come on social media, right, and you're sharing your business, your opportunity, your service, and at that moment, the person might need your financial services. They might need your insurance. They might need a realtor. They might need it, right? And because you are showing up consistently, they keep seeing you. Think, well, I wonder how this person is. Let me go to her page. Let me follow this person. This person seems to know what they're talking about. I like their content. I like the information that they're sharing. I want her to be my agent. I want to work with her. Yes, I would definitely work with her because you continue to show up. Okay, so you got to show up every day. Every day you got to show up. Okay, at least twice a week live. And if you're intimidated to press that button, all I can tell you is, girl, you're going to have to press that button. I don't know. You're just going to, it's something about video, right? It's whether it's a short form video or training like this, it's something about it that is getting you viewership. So I strongly suggest you try. Okay. I'll tell you a story. I told you I'm not a comedian, but I think if you got the gift like that, you should definitely use that gift. But I heard a comedian say there was a preacher son. He turned 16 years old and he wanted his preacher father, okay, to buy him a car. And the father said to him, hey, you got to change 3 things and I can purchase you the car. But you got to change 3 things. I gave you several things, right, that you would probably have to change if you're not doing to get more social presence. So the father says, okay, you have to change 3 things. You got to cut your hair, study the Bible, and bring your grades up. Okay? Cut your hair, study the Bible, and bring your grades up. And so the 16-year-old son said, yes. The father said, I'm going to give you 6 months. Okay? So now 6 months passes by. The son comes to the father and he says, okay, I brought up my grades. I studied the Bible, but I didn't cut my hair. And he said, the reason is I was studying the Bible that you believe, because his father's a preacher. Guess what? I read in the Bible that John the Baptist, Joseph, Moses, Jesus, they all had long hair. And I came to the conclusion, I'm going to follow the Bible that you believe, the Bible that you told me to read. And the preacher says to his son, that's great. That's great, son. But did you also read that they all walked? Did you read it all the way? That they walked. They didn't get a car. Same thing applies to you. You cannot get what you're asking for if you don't do everything that is required. You can't do half of the work and think you're going to grow the way that you want. You got to do all of what's required. And so most people do some of it. Like the son, he only did some of it, right? He didn't do all of it. You can't get the car because you didn't do all 3 things. You can't build your social presence if you're not doing some of these things. You can't do it. You got to do all of it, okay? And of course, you like that story? I told you. And I was like, well, that's a good analogy, okay? You can't pick and choose what you're going to do to build your business. You got to have systems. You got to have a plan. You got to be able to follow a proven track record. You've got to be able to follow the people that are already doing it. And then once you become great, you can change. You can make it better. You can tweak. But today, if that's not you, I would say follow the blueprint. Follow the blueprint. Okay. And then if you want that free PDF, do me a favor, hashtag PDF. So you can have that. I want you to have everything so that you can grow your business or even start a business. I'm all about women having multiple streams of income. I'm all about you utilizing this free platform. Yes, if you're on social media scrolling 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, you had time to build a business. It's hard for you to tell me you didn't have time. You were scrolling, you had time to start a conversation, you had time to post, you had time to like, you had time to go live, you had time. Now, if you're never on there, okay, you're going to have to make time if this is something you want to do. So hashtag PDF, I see you, girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And let me just tell you, when you walk into your faith and you're just doing it, and you're doing it making mistakes, you're doing it scared. I do everything scared. People think you're not scared because you do it. No, you do it because you are scared. I don't want the other outcome. I want the outcome that God has for me, right? And so these are the things that I need to do. I need to work on me every day, and I need to incorporate some skills. And so you never know how you're going to be blessed. So you don't give up. I don't care what it looks like, especially if it's something that you've been dreaming about, right? And you really want this thing. There was this lady that couldn't pay her mortgage, and she was a single mom, and she lost her job, and she had given up. And this is a lot of people's story. The pandemic, this is the story that I heard during the pandemic. And so a lot of people were suffering during that time, or maybe still are, I don't know. And so the day came to auction off her house. Obviously, she couldn't make the mortgage. They were going to auction off the house. And so she actually attended the auction. She was standing there in tears. She has a son. She has a daughter. She was upset, obviously, as she should be. And so another lady had noticed that she was standing there just crying and boo-hooing. And she went over to her and she said, let me ask you, I know it's none of my business, but why are you crying? What's wrong? Because we're at an auction, right? So you bid at an auction for a home. So she wanted to know, why was this lady standing here crying? And so she was asking the lady. The lady was so upset and distraught, she could barely talk. You know how you crying so much, you can't get your words out. You're so upset. And so she said, I'm losing my house today, and I need to raise my children, and I don't have a place for my son or my daughter. And so, and this is the house they've always known. This is the house that they grew up in. And, you know, I can't afford it. And so when the bidding started, okay, for her house, the lady that she shared that with was bidding on the house. So that lady was bidding on that house. And guess what happened? The lady got the house. The other lady, she bidded on the house and she got the house. When she got the deed in hand, she walked over to the lady that was crying and said, you know what? I came to purchase this house for my son. We have several homes, but now I understand that God wanted me to purchase this house for you. And she gave the lady the deed to the house. So you don't know what's going to happen, but you got to show up. You don't show up to get your blessings. You've got to show up. You've got to show up. And so she gave her the deed to the home. Now, I heard that was a true story. And I wanted to share that with you is don't give up. Even though it might look like things are not working out, it's working out to your good. And I know I struggle. There are things that I go through just like everybody else. I'm no different. I'm human, right? Everybody has something. Nothing is perfect. Everybody has something. But my drive keeps me going because I know I have two boys that are believing in me, counting on me. I have a family. Even when I don't want to press the live button, even when I don't want to have conversations, I know I got to show up. I have to show up because I don't know when the blessing is coming. I don't know how the blessing is going to come, but I know it's coming. I know he didn't make me come this far to leave me. And so I just encourage you today is if you want that social presence, you want to build, you got to dig deep, dig deep. You got to make yourself do it, even when it's not comfortable. Is that helpful today? If that was helpful, say, Jerusha. If that was helpful to you, of course, you want all 7 of the tips that I shared. I think I shared about 5. Hashtag PDF, hashtag PDF. And so that way we can get that out to you. But I just wanted to share that with you because I knew somebody needed to hear it. And don't give up. Don't give up. It's coming. It's happening for you. Show up every single day. I'm just thankful that goodness and mercy follow me. If you want to follow me, of course, click the 3 dots on TikTok. And when I go live, you get a notification on Instagram. Yes, click the dots. I'm always expanding. I'm actually developing 100 online leaders in my organization. The information is in my bio. It says info, info, info. Click the link. It's my link tree, and you can learn how you can start a business. I teach women how to start it, how to build it, all the things so that you can leverage social media. I'm super excited for the journey that we're on, the shift that's happening. Right now, it's happening for all of us. And so I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what this year is going to bring. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Hashtag PDF. If you know you want all 7. I'm just so grateful that you're here. Yes, please follow me. The link is in the bio. I am developing online leaders in my organization. Of course, I'm always doing that. I want women to win. There's so much room at the top. It's the bottom that's overcrowded. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Miss Brittany is in the building. I see you, Brittany. Get to work. I see you. Cora is, helpful, helpful. I love it. Hashtag helpful. If that was helpful for you, yes. Okay. I see you. I see your PDF. Hashtag PDF. I see you. Yes. You got to dig deep for it to happen. Yes. You're going to be uncomfortable, obviously. Have a great day. I'm getting ready to go have some quick dinner or early dinner at 4 with a friend. So I'll see your beautiful faces. I go live every Tuesday at 1:30. I go live every Tuesday at 1:30 on my business page. So if you want to join me on my Facebook business page, I'd love to have you over there. And then that way I can share tools, tips, apps, automation, all the things that you need. I'll share it every Tuesday at 1:30. Oh, I appreciate she got the hearts on Instagram. I love the hearts. I love you too. I love you too. All right. Have a good day, guys.